Hello everyone, this is Srikanth Rajan from AR Pro Academy. Welcome back to yet another interesting video on automatic transmissions in car. In our previous video, we have seen different types of automatic transmission available in Indian market, in which we have detailed about the torque converter gearbox and the CVT gearbox. If you have not seen that video, immediately click on this link here to see that first and then come back to this video to understand this concept completely. So today's video I'll start with talking about the AMT. I'm sure many of you would have heard about the AMT transmission. AMT stands for Automated Manual Transmission. Yes, it is very famous in most of the Maruti cars available today. Even though it is called an automatic, I would not call it a complete automatic. And as the name suggests, it is automated manual transmission. So basically it's a manual transmission. Here, the changing of gears is done by an actuator. So it's got a motor inside that would change the gears for you. All this based on the speed of the engine and the vehicle. The biggest advantage of an AMT is the cost of manufacturing. It is much lesser compared to any other automatic available in the market. And hence, this is the best option if you're looking for an automatic experience at a low budget. The next advantage of having an AMT is, of course, you would get a good fuel efficiency from a car because it is basically a manual transmission with just an actuator that would shift the gears for you and give you a convenience like an automatic at a cost which is a fraction higher than the manual transmission. Another benefit of AMT is that it is very easy to retrofit into an existing mechanism. That means if there is a car in the market which already has a manual transmission, we can actually modify it very easily. Now coming to the disadvantages of an AMT, well, not many, but yes, you lose the entire experience of owning an automatic transmission because each time the actuator is shifting the gear, it is actually manually changing the gears for you. And in this process, it gives jerks in the car. Not only that, AMTs don't really perform well in ghat sections or twisty roads. So if you're looking for an automatic transmission in a budget, then you should go for an AMT. The Tata Nexon or even the Tata Nano used to come with an AMT. Now with all this in mind, the next thing that would ring in your mind is what is IMT? Yes, many of you would have heard it recently after the launch of the Hyundai Venue. Well, it is similar to an AMT, so I don't have to talk much about it, but only difference being there is no actuator to change your gears. That means there is an auto clutch, hence there is no clutch lever. So when you look at the front portion of the driver, there is just the accelerator and the brake. No lever for clutch, but everything else looks like a manual transmission. Yes, you do have a proper gear shift which has to be shifted manually each time that you want to change the gears. Here, there is a lot of cost saving because there is no motor and actuator to change your gears for you. So instead, there is just an automatic clutch that can actually sense each time you try to change the gears, and based on the sensor, it would immediately apply the clutch for you. And hence, you can change the gear without pressing the clutch. So this is the big benefit of an IMT transmission. Now coming to the boss of all automatics. Yes, I am talking about DCT. I could easily say this is the best ever automatic ever manufactured across the globe. Well, this is tricky. Basically, a DCT is nothing but a dual clutch transmission. Different manufacturers have different names for it. Well, in this setup, there are basically two clutches and each clutch handles different gear ratios. For example, the clutch A would be handling all the odd gears like 1, 3, 5 and so on. Similarly, the clutch B would handle the even gears 2, 4, 6. Now what happens when you drive the car? So when you start the vehicle, you need to have the vehicle on the first gear, right? So in this situation, the clutch A gets engaged and it would drive on the first gear. Now in this situation, the clutch B is already ready with the second gear. Now as the car is speeding up, what happens is the clutch A disengages and clutch B engages in the position with the second gear. And as the speed increases, it would immediately shift to the third gear on clutch. because of which the gear change timing is very low. In fact, I could say it is less than a second. Of course, you can imagine by now, this is much better than any of these transmissions that we spoke about earlier. Well, this gives you fantastic performance because there is literally almost zero lag between gear shift, and because of this, the performance that is delivered by such a car is amazing. In fact, you should drive one of these cars to actually feel this kind of transmission. In fact, one of my personal favorite, yes, of course, a personal favorite used to be the Polo GT TSI. Of course, not the present one, the previous one. The previous one used to come with a dual clutch transmission and a 7-speed gearbox. If you get a chance to drive this vehicle, do drive this, and you can actually enjoy the drive on this vehicle. I could easily say this is the best automatic transmission. Now, you would wonder, if this was the best, then why are we talking about others? Yes, we have a catch here. Being the best comes at a cost. Yes, it is the costliest available gearbox among all these automatic transmissions that we spoke of. Of course, beautiful things don't come cheap, right? This kind of transmission is majorly seen in Volkswagen family of vehicles. That could be the Volkswagen, the Skoda, the Audi, or the Porsche. But all these vehicles have a similar common gearbox, which is a dual clutch transmission. Of course, there are newer generation cars coming from other manufacturers as well now. I'm sure you would have seen the Kia Seltos, or even the new Hyundai i20 comes with a dual clutch transmission. Do drive them to experience them, but yes, then you need to have deeper pockets to own them. So with all this, I'm sure you've got a very good idea about the different kind of automatic transmissions in India, and I'm sure this will help you decide the right kind of automatic transmission that matches your requirement. If you have any further questions, immediately go down and comment below, and we will get back to you with the response as soon as possible. Wait, before you go, do press the like button if you like the video, and do share this video with your friends and colleagues so that this could be helpful to them. And of course, do remember to subscribe to our channel for more such interesting videos. With that, this is Srikanth Rajan signing off until we catch up on the next video. Goodbye.